the old biker man at the end of the street. And he let me touch his old lady's titty.
Oh, breast.
I go to the mall and hide in a stairwell and take photos of women's skirts. I have a whole book of cooter shots under my bed. One time I put a firefly in my butthole.
Why?
To make my farts glow.
Oh, God.
I shaved the dog and glued the hair to my nutsack so I looked like a grown man.
I touched myself to Drew Carey on The Price is Right.
God. Okay, that's enough. Stop, please.
Testes. Want to thank everybody and welcome everybody back to the TNBC podcast. Your host, TNBC 617. Let's talk about some things that happened today. Not even happened today, happened this week. Okay, I know a lot of people out there, the basketball fans, are following the basketball, so we're going to go right into it. We're going to talk about the power rankings. ESPN dropped their power rankings out today. In the top 5, there's the Milwaukee Bucks at number 1, the Golden State Warriors at number 2, the Houston Rockets at 3, Toronto Raptors at 4, and Denver Nuggets at 5. I want to talk about, first I want to start off discussing the Milwaukee Bucks, because I had a couple conversations with a couple of people that I believe that understand and enjoy sports as much as I do, and they had a lot to say about Milwaukee coming out the East. And I just want to let them know that that's some bullshit. Very bullshit. I do not believe Milwaukee is coming out the East. Yes, Milwaukee does have a great team. They do have a great coach. They do have great chemistry. As we can see with the Lakers, chemistry really matters, because when you don't have chemistry, shit just sucks, right? But the Milwaukee Bucks is not coming out, and I could bet 100 push-ups on that in one setting that the Milwaukee Bucks is not coming out. As far as they turn over the ball a lot. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he averages about 3.5 turnovers a game. That's your big man, that's your star, that's your role player, and everybody else follows behind him. So, if he's turning the ball over that much, he needs to get that shit together, or they will lose great close series because of simple dumbass turnovers. Let's make that clear. Second of all, who's the star player on the Milwaukee Bucks? Okay, I'll answer that for you. The star player on the Milwaukee Bucks is Giannis, right? Can Giannis shoot in the open space? I do not see that guy's shooting percentage in open space is to 40% in open space. That means that you have nobody within 2-3 feet of you. This guy cannot shoot. He sucks at shooting. He sucks at 3-point shooting. Dunks, Dunks during the playoffs is non-existent. No one is allowing a dunk from him during the playoffs. If I am a coach and whoever I play first, and if it's the Miami Heat, or if it's the Detroit Pistons or the Brooklyn Nets, go Brooklyn. If it's either of those 3 teams, or even the Charlotte Hornets could sneak up in there and get the number 8 spot. If it's any of those teams, I'm telling them, hey, anytime that long, slinky motherfucker try to come in the hole, push that motherfucker. Punch him in his fucking throat. Elbow him. Something. You rattle him. Anytime they played him and he got rattled, i.e. 76ers, i.e. Boston, he doesn't play as great. He stopped passing the ball effectively. He has a lot more turnovers. And his shooting percentage goes way down. So, in the modern era, I mean, we just let people shoot threes. But if you want to beat them in the playoffs, i.e. the 8 seed, you're going to have to play some old, tough Chicago, New York Knicks, Reggie Miller, Indiana basketball. Punch, foul, kick, poke, whatever, to make sure that you take this guy out of his game. Do not let this guy close to the hole. Let him stand out there and shoot. He cannot shoot. He's a liability outside. Now, Brook Lopez, you got to watch him, because when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, he thought he was goddamn Reggie Miller from out there at the top of the key. Matter of fact, we used to call him goddamn Brooke Starks, because he thought he was. You remember how Patrick Ewing used to look at John Starks when John Starks would just shoot the three and miss that shit widely, like when they was in the Houston NBA Finals, and then John Starks, was just shooting, just throwing up damn shots. That's how we look at Brook Lopez. Goddamn waste. Get your big ass inside, bump, and get rebounds. Stop all that goddamn three shooting. Get inside and pound. If they was used right, Giannis would be on one side, and fucking Brook would be on the other side. And they just pound the paint. And once you dominated the paint, and they come in, they rush, and they put three in the paint, then you push that out. Shooters will be open, wide open. So if I'm the coach, that's how I'm gonna play them. I'm taking everybody off. Nobody shooting the three, and I'm leaving Giannis open just a little bit so he can shoot them shots. And if he beat me in them shots, he beat me. If he don't, then we getting the rebound and we pushing the ball down and we scoring. Transition basketball at its best. So, with that being said, this is the reason why I don't believe they will be the victorious ones heading to the NBA Finals. Okay, if my listeners remember, the last playoff series that Milwaukee won was back in 2001 against the Hornets. Right now, the team is at a 27% in three-pointers. Then last 12 games, that's not going to get you. That's not going to get you there. Okay? So, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to step their game up. They're going to have to play hard. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to come out with intensity. And whoever's number 8 seed, they're going to have to show that, hey, you the 8 seed. The only way I believe, if they come through and they cruise 4-0, 4-0, the first two series. I mean, Philly, they are 1-1 against Philly, and I think they got a game on April 4th against them again. And that's be the last game for them. With Boston, they beat Boston 2-1, but little do they know, last NBA playoffs, they met them, and Boston put a smacking on them without Kyrie and without Ben Gordon. So, like I said, regular season basketball is regular season basketball. Playoff season basketball is playoff season basketball. So, let's see if they can activate and get what they need to get from there. Because if you can't, then, oh man, you are crazy to think anything else. That's what I have on Milwaukee. I don't believe that they'll win anything. I think they will go far. I'm thinking it's probably going to be them and the team that I'm going to talk about later on in Eastern Conference Finals, but I believe that it will be no competition. I believe it will be like 4-1 or 4-2. I believe I'm shooting for 4-1. All four, this team gonna smoke them. So, plus, and I know my listeners is like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Okay, they have anybody can name their coach. Okay, Boomheiser. Do anybody remember this guy? Yes, I do. This guy was the coach of the Atlanta Hawks. Remember, the Atlanta Hawks was playing just like this. Didn't really have same team concept, same everything, rolling, smooth, great game, great system. What happened? They went 60-22 that year. It was 14-15, I believe, in 2015 NBA series. And they was smooth. God, he was like, man, these guys are going to the NBA Finals. And what happened? They met the Cavs. And what happened? Cavs just... It was no competition. Shout out to Fab. No competition. Man, they got blown off the court all 4 games. It was ridiculous. So, y'all really telling me when in the playoffs, it comes down to players and coaches. Who got our coach? If your coach can't coach, I don't care how good you are, you're gonna lose. If your coach cannot coach and cannot plan game scenarios and predict certain aspects of the game, you will lose. The best coaches win. Okay coaches, cool coaches, yeah, they sometimes, but no, listen, when it comes to the playoffs, strategize, offensive gurus, defensive gurus, those who win the championships. And Boomheiser, yes, he's a regular season great coach, but in the playoffs, suspect. Remember, suspect people don't come outside. You might get your wig pushed back tonight. Just remember that. I do not believe in this coach, and I would like for him to show me. Okay, when the Bucks played Toronto, they're 1-2. So, and that's the team that I believe is going to come out the East, is the Toronto Raptors. Now, I understand regular season is regular season, playoffs is playoffs, but they do have a superstar that could do everything on the basketball court. Everything on the basketball court. And plus, they got Mark on the bench. Marcus Hall could start the second unit, off the bench unit. So I'm liking what Toronto is bringing, but we'll go into that. Next is Golden State. It's their championship to lose. In my opinion, it's very much their championship to lose. This year they're worse in rebounds and worse in defense. They're 22 in rebounds and I believe 28 or 29 in defense. So they fucking suck. They paint presence suck. So, but they still got three of the best players, 3 of the greatest players on their team, and then they got 2 perennial players that can get shit done as well, and that can spark up a 40-point game, 30-point game, 20 and 10-point game, 30 and 15-point game. So it's their game to beat, but they bench is weak, and they paint is damn sure weak. Damn, they don't have no walls. They walls is worse than a fucking whore off a back page. That's how bad that shit is. So I just want to let y'all know, it's still Golden State's championship to lose, but I don't see them losing it. And we move on to Houston. Now, I know there's a lot of James Harden fans. There's a lot of Houston Rockets fans. I hear it all week. Houston is going. Houston got Golden State number this year.